I'm looking at my YouTube page, and there's
no. It says schedule 6 p.m.
We are live now. Do people see us?
Yeah, no.
Oh my God.
Okay, now people see us.
You mean to tell me we've been talking for 10 minutes and it hasn't been
pretty
on?
sweet. We just now it's shit in 10 minutes.
I'm glad Mrs. Monkey came in because it's live now.
You mean to tell me you didn't hit the live button?
You guys just missed the last 12 minutes of the best YouTube stuff you ever
It's over now. Guys, thanks for joining us tonight. It was a great time.
Hey, good night, everybody.
We're going to be running.
Best show ever.
When we started this, I was laughing about Colin's been doing a video for 6 hours as his wife in the driveway half apart. Jack's had problems putting a heat shield on today and getting the bike. And Professional Monkey, who has joined us, has had a little streaming issue with getting the link. So everybody is all pissed off. And I'm like, hey, I rode 110 miles today. I'm good. Nothing bad can happen till I talk for 12, 15 minutes and we're not live.
People are on here like, are you having technical issues? I'm like, no, we're fine.
It's fine.
I mean, it seems to be going fine. And then we're not even on.
I think what's happening is people are talking in the chat. They're not even watching us. They're just in the chat room.
Dude.
This is proof that you people don't give a shit about us because nobody sent us a message.
They just muted us. They didn't even know. They're like, I'm not even watching.
Yeah. Hey, does everybody got YouTube off on another device? Because people are getting some feedback. So somebody might be on with volume. So my apologies. Thank you, Mrs. Monkey, who, by the way, is the better looking of the two for the show. It is what it is, right? So. Hey, just wanted to, we won't run through the last 12 minutes, even though it was the best in the world, but do want to introduce you again. And Professional Monkey has joined us. He's already went over a couple things, which he gets to repeat again. So I really appreciate that.
I'll do it much better the second time. I'll do it in my presenter voice.
Hey, dude, it's your first time here. I wanted to test to see how good you were before I put you on live. Just saying, right? So.
That was an audition.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Hey, we're going to start again. Tell us, if you will, about you and about your channel. And again, if you don't mind, the funny story about how the name came up.
No problem. So I had known about YouTube forever, of course, but just really about 2 years ago, they just heard this. Like, I'm doing it again. 2 years ago, said, man, there's some really good, biker channels out there. And I started following them regularly and really spent most of my time after work watching these sorts of channels. And then during the pandemic was like, man, I'm losing my mind, stuck at home. My wife works from home. I work from home. My daughter goes to school from home. And said, I think we could do on Sturgis, just on the how-tos, because I go to the rally every year. I have since I was 13 years old. So I did an episode on where to stay and where to get a drink and, best rides and that sort of stuff. And it really took off. And it was because just like you guys, unscripted, just being yourself on camera and having a good time. And the name came from my work, my professional life, taking me all over the world. And I was down in Mexico City in a shady little alleyway walking around, and there was a little store with a guy sitting there, and there was a fluorescent orange sign that said Professional Monkey, $5 an hour. And Professional Monkey was misspelled and all this stuff, but I thought it was hilarious. I took a picture of the sign, and it just stuck in my head. And when I started this channel, I said, well, that guy thinks he's the professional monkey. I got news for you. I am a professional that's just an idiot. So I'm a professional monkey myself. So that's where the name of the channel came from.
So before your lovely wife came in, I think this is where we left off, telling us that we were idiots and that we weren't live. Could you really rent the worst part of this? I'll never live this shit down with these.
No, you won't.
It'll be another year or some sort of payoff or something to let this go. I already got people in the comment sections going, dude, you better stay on longer than your hour because you're an idiot, right?
Oh,
so thanks for all that. By the way, could you rent the monkey for $5? Was that the deal?
I have no idea what that sign meant.
I was just sitting here wondering, in Mexico, what does that girl look like if you can rent her for $5 and she's a monkey?
It was all misspelled and everything, but I was like, that's just bizarre. And the guy was just sitting there like, I think he was just a day laborer that you could hire him to do whatever. But I'm like, what in the heck? It was it was crazy, and I stuck in my head. So
that is pretty funny. Hey, while we got you, tell us what you ride.
Oh, I did a video yesterday where I've had a ton of bikes. I've been riding my own bikes since a kid on the back of my dad's. My own bike's about 22, I think, years. And in those 22 years, I've had about 18 bikes, 16 of which were Harleys, 15. But right now I own a 2014 Heritage Softail that sits there. And I have a 2019 CVO Road Glide, and I have a 2021 Ultra Limited that I've owned for 2 months and have ridden for 2 weeks because it's been in the shop waiting for the clutch cable for the 14-inch apes to go on.
Got it.
So
yeah, you've had a few bikes, so I got a question that's coming up about that. So I'm going to feel much better about telling my wife I'm getting another bike. So
everyone needs 3.
Exactly. That's what I said when I went to the second one, but now there's some new ones out. So, all right, this is for everybody. And Monkey, we're going to start with you again. This is pretty easy for you. Are you a replace your bike every 3 years? I'm going to keep it for life, or I'm just adding another one. What kind of guy? Where do you fall in?
Me or some? Or
yeah, you're on.
Okay, so I am a buy a bike, say this is the one I'm going to love and own the rest of my life. And then 2 years later, go, but I really would like to have this other one, and I end up changing it. The other bikes that I listed out there, like I've had an old Dyna, an old Heritage Softail Nostalgia. Those I bought because I wanted them because they were in not great shape, and I think they need to be saved. So I bring it home and I fix everything, and then I sell it for a massive loss. So it's a great business model.
Yeah, we won't ask you for any stock advice or anything. So.
No.
Colin, how about you?
I'm still a little shocked about that. We were on for 15 minutes and nobody saw us.
I know nobody.
Just to clarify, it was freaking 12.
It was really good stuff too.
It was amazing.
We're just chatting away, and all of a sudden we're like,
hey, Jack's right. People don't care about us because nobody in the comments section.
Here's the worst part. Here's the worst part, guys.
If his wife didn't come in, we'd be chatting for an hour, wow, this is really cool.
But here's the worst part. I had the stream up on another computer, and I'm like, it's not even running, and I didn't think anything about it. I'm like, well,
same thing, dude. I didn't think about it.
You're an IT professional too, right?
I know you would surely think I would pick up on that. Like, wow, guys, we're not streaming.
So everybody's asking, we got to go the full hour now, Bob, because
yes.
Of your screw up. But no, I'm just playing with you, man. So no, I absolutely love my bike, and I'm planning on keeping it for a couple more years. So I do not want to replace it every 3 years. I mean, I'd like to get a second bike, and I'm planning on hopefully getting a second one later this summer, maybe. As a hint. As a second bike. So I'm not trading one in. I'm just actually going to have 2 bikes in my garage because I want to be like you, Bob. I want to have you have the Road King and you've got the other girl on here. So I'm going to have 2 in my garage, hopefully by the end of the summer. Yeah. That's my goal.
Good. You just got to find a place to put it, right?
I already figured it out. I laid out the blueprints. I got everywhere I'm moving. The wife can park her car outside. I've got it all set up, man.
Oh, heard that. You said that on a live stream.
Only us
motorcycle shopping right now. She's not going to hear this.
Oh, we could text her. I'm just saying, right?
You know
what? Only us, people that ride motorcycles, can draw a blueprint out of how we're finding space in our garage for an additional motorcycle. I mean, who else does that, right? So. Jack, how about you? You've been going back and forth on a new bike, a second bike. Now you're going to supercharge yours just to keep up with us. What's the plan, man?
Yeah, so I called about the 124 engine. It's going to be about $6,000 upgrade to my bike. So Miss HR said, well, don't you want that second bike? And I said, well, of course. And she goes, well, if you do that upgrade, you're not getting a second bike. And I'm like, well, look, you can park your I said, Colin says you can park your damn car outside and I can have as many bikes as I want. She said, I will kick Colin's ass and I will send his wife home and just piss him off. So that's what she told me. And I was like, hun. She goes, no. So anyway, but yeah, so and I told you guys the other day I actually found a second bike, called the guy, and it was sold out really, really quick. But
wow.
It was actually an 883 for like $5,000. It was a 2011. So it's a pretty good deal, right? So but I knew it would go quick. So I don't know. I don't really know about people tell me you can only ride one bike at a time, and that's true. But I want, like you guys, we're looking for adventure bikes so we can do the TAT like Adam Sandoval did. The 3 of us want to do that whole thing. So Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. By the way, we should stop the wife jokes because all three of us and our wives are going on vacation this summer together. It's just going to screw us. They're going to play these videos back and they're going to talk about you said.
No.
Yeah.
The three of them are going to be doing our show after our vacation. I'm going to be going, they're in the hole putting on the lotion on their bodies. They'll have us buried somewhere.
That took a creepy turn. So
Yeah, it really did.
Isn't it creepy?
That's
A little creepy.
Yeah, and the four pastors that were in the chat have left, so those folks are gone now. But that's right. I do got just so you know, I don't. Yeah, I'm not Catholic, so I'm not sure how that goes. But just Monkey, to keep you in the loop. Colin's wife collects gnomes, and for some reason, she got my wife into this gnome. We're talking like the gnomes.
I'm sure that we're talking concrete statues, not actual small mythical creatures running around the house. I just want to
that'd be cool though. But the small ones. I have one that sits next to my fireplace that's like 5 feet tall and his legs go up and down. Colin has like 200 of these in his house. So his wife is sending my wife gnomes. Jack's wife is sending her tea towels with gnomes on it. It's way the frick out of hand. I gotta tell you. Yeah, we're all up together. We're stopping this shit.
You see how Mrs. HDR is egging them on. Did you see how she's doing that?
Yeah, not good. So I will tell you, I am not. Actually, I've always been a replace the bike every 3 years. But every time I get on a YouTube video and say I'm keeping this bike forever, it's like a week later, I go by the dealership and go, how much will you give me for my bike? So, but I'm going to keep them both right now, but we'll see how long that.
And that's the problem, Bob. When you go and you have a $30,000 motorcycle and you go and they go, I'll give you 16. You're like, you know what? Kiss my left ass cheek. 16? And then they'll turn around 2 days later and sell for 25.
Right.
They got to make money, but give me a break. You know?
But come on. You said it earlier. It's a losing game, right? At the end of the day,
it is. And once you take that new bike off the lot, you're going to lose what, 25%?
Yeah.
Monkey with I can't call you Monkey. I got to call you Monk. Bob's texting. I'm going back to what he was just saying a second ago. Bob's texting me daily and says, "You ass, I hate you."
I sent him a picture of the new gnome, and it just says, "I hate you." And it's a picture of myself.
I blame you. And I'm like,
my freaking daughter from Chicago is sending my wife gnomes. It's way out of hand. I'm gotta tell you, it is. We're joking about it, but it's a little ridiculous.
The hilarious thing is, I know you probably have the Harley ones, right? There's a little guy with a gray beard, and there's a little one with the. I kid you not. My good buddy Coach is the riding academy manager at Alligator Alley. Looks just like that gnome. Like the little Harley gnome, and then the female one looks just like his partner in the riding academy that co-manages with him. They look like Harley based those gnomes on them. It's creepy.
That is a little scary.
You got to do a video on that.
Yeah, for sure. I should, because he's there all the time. I could go and just hold the gnome up. Actually, he doesn't like pictures, but anyway, like there. See, I mean, I'm not kidding. It's him.
So Blanc, I gotta tell you, I'm not sure I can look at my gnomes the same way anymore after hearing that story. I'm like, I know that dude.
Yeah, right.
Hey, you're a Sturgis regular, and you really talked, the first 10 minutes of the show about how great Sturgis was. So I'm going to ask you to kind of repeat it, and I'll tell you why I'm asking this, because I think that why I started watching your channel was because you are a master storyteller, in my opinion. So, by the way, that's the one nice thing I'm going to say all night.
I appreciate it.
But you are, and I think that's what drew me to your channel. So tell us about Sturgis from your perspective, because you go consistently, right? You love it out there. I know you take your toy hauler out there, and tell us about it, what you like the best, and share a story if you don't mind.
Sure. I first went when I was 13 years old with my dad. So he has owned motorcycles my entire life. We started with Japanese bikes. He had a couple of those. And then when he could afford it, he got his first Harley at Sportster, because in the 80s, that's what you bought when you wanted to go fast. So we had a couple of Sportsters. And the first time we went to Sturgis in late 80s, I was 13 years old, and we took a pop-up camper and his bike. And I don't even own dogs, so that's not me. And we stayed at Glencoe. And Glencoe Campground is notorious for being clothing optional, we'll just call it. And I was 13 years old, setting up the pop-up, setting up the bike, and a bunch of young dudes on choppers pulled in with their old ladies. And matter of seconds, all the old ladies no longer were wearing clothing. And I was 13 years old looking at this, and it just screwed me up for life. Like I have never changed since that moment. But then to be serious, that's a joke, but to be serious, it's Mecca, right, for motorcycle fanatics, because you have Mount Rushmore, you have Iron Mountain Road, you have Needles Highway, Custer State Park, the Wildlife Loop, the Badlands, the all that stuff. And you'll go up there and see some of the best concerts you'll see all year. You'll see some of the best riding you'll see all year. You'll put on 2,000 miles or so during the week of the rally, much less if you ride there or whatnot. And you'll make new friends that are lifelong friends. And I absolutely, it's my annual journey. I won't miss it. I've made pretty significant sacrifices over the years to make sure that I can still make that trip. Mrs. Monkey loves it as much as I do and goes with me whenever she can. And it'll even go for at least a little bit. So this year, because the school schedules for our little one and everything, she's probably just going to go out before the rally even starts when I first get there, and can only be there probably 2 or 3 days. But and then she'll head home, and I'll stay out until pretty much the end. But if you've never done the Sturgis rally, everyone needs to do it at least once. But understand that when you do it once, you're probably going to be hooked and try and do it at least every other year, if not every year.
Yeah, I think you've done kind of a series of where to go, where to hang out, where the best places are, what to kind of expect, how to get out of jail if you get thrown in jail, all that stuff. What's the one story that sticks out in your head?
That first year, we went to go see the Doobie Brothers at the Buffalo Chip, even though we were not staying at the Buffalo Chip, we were at Glencoe. And we rode over with my dad and all his buddies. And my dad was the one dumb enough to bring his kid. So all these dudes were just in a circle around me, because the Buffalo Chip used to be rough. It's not anymore. The Buffalo Chip used to be a little bit more of a rougher establishment. Now, I mean, I don't see any rumbling or trouble out there, but we're standing there watching the concert, and off to the left, you can ride your bike up to the stage. So you can actually ride your motorcycle right up and sit on your bike and watch the concert. And I could see something weird happening off to my left in the crowd. I couldn't figure out what it was. And I'm just doing this, and I grab my dad's buddy Daryl, and I tug at his sleeve, and I go, Daryl, what's going on over there? And the lights come up over the crowd. Daryl looks back and looks at me and goes, oh, that chick's going down on that chick, and just goes back to watching the concert like nothing had happened. Like this was totally normal, everyday sort of occurrence. And again, this is the same trip. I've been screwed up ever since. I was 13 years old.
So you would have been good if it wasn't for that.
Yeah, exactly. That was it. I'd have been totally fine.
Hey, we got a question. Any where are you heading this year?
Oh, this year sucks. No, and so did last year, right? So last year, my motorcycle trips, because when you live in South Florida, it's a big deal to go anywhere. Mm-hmm. I'm 9 hours from the state line.
Like Michigan. It's kind of like Michigan. They can't get
yeah, right. It's Upper Peninsula kind of. It's kind of tough, right?
It's far. And
it's 9 hours to get out of state. Not that that's too far, but when you have a family and time off and everything else, you know you're investing another day just to get to Georgia. But last year, my plan was to do Leesburg, Biketoberfest, and Sturgis. Leesburg got canceled. That's normally in April, and that's up around Orlando. Biketoberfest, I went to Sturgis in August. I did go. I came home with COVID. I got COVID when I was at Sturgis. I was that guy.
There was only two of them, so you were one of them. So that's great.
Right. So I came home, was sick as a dog, and didn't feel up to going to Biketoberfest. And the wife would have absolutely killed me had I gone, because I was not well. This year, my plan was Leesburg, which has now been postponed to November. By the time they postponed Leesburg, it was too late to get a decent campsite at Daytona, so I didn't do that. I would have switched and gone to Daytona. So the plan this year is to do Sturgis in August and still probably Biketoberfest, and then I'll do Leesburg in November.
Nice. By the way, this is your buddy, right?
Yeah, that's Coach, man. Like, like it's him.
Wow.
Bob, can I tell you a quick funny story?
Sure.
So while he was talking a second ago, I paused it because my dogs wanted to go out. and they just ran away, and I'm the only one home. So I'm going to break away and go grab them real quick, and I'll be right back. So I'm going to pause for a second. So you guys keep talking.
It's been a hell of a day, hasn't it? We had a professional show here. So
my dog ran away 3 years ago. I never did go get the little bastard. Hey, he's still running.
Yeah, my wife's not on. That'd be terrible if that happened to my son. All right, hey, and this is kind of for everybody. You know, do you take any non-motorcycle vacations? Now, I know that you have a toy hauler, which I'm jealous of because I would love to have one of those. I think it would be great. Any vacations where you don't take the bikes?
My little girl's 8, and I live 4 hours from Orlando. So where do you think I go a couple times a year? Yeah. We are kind of Disney fanatics just because it's good family fun, and my job's incredibly stressful. Mrs. Monkey's job's incredibly stressful, and we both work all hours, of the day and night. And we go get in the car, we go 4 hours. I tell the whole world for the next 72 hours, you will not hear from me. I will not respond. And we go up and we just have really good family time. So we either stay in a hotel or stay in the RV. I'll tell you what, it's sometimes cheaper to get a hotel room in Orlando than it is to get a campsite.
No kidding.
So, we stay. Yeah, they have made a whole industry out of $1 million motor coaches pulling into Orlando and paying $500 a night for an RV spot. So
crazy.
Yeah.
By the way, how's the new gold toilet that you put in?
I'll tell you what.
Only you can do a video on. I put a new toilet in my toy hauler, and
it's amazing.
Thousands of people look at it.
I'll tell you what. It's RV toilets are often plastic. Well, the dog's back. We see that we got the dog back.
This is one of the two, so I got one of them.
You don't like the other one?
Well, I got to go get him.
Hey, we were starting a GoFundMe page while you were gone. So
yeah, thanks.
I was going to send you my cat.
Yeah. So again, were you thinking when you did the porcelain new toilet gig that would be as good of a video as it was?
What I thought was, I'm going to do this. I'll film it, and if it sucks, I won't post it. And you know what? Now I'm like, I still think it sucks. I'll post it. What do I? Whatever. It's the whole point of the channel is that it's just me being me. So
Yep.
And RV toilets are plastic, and they flex and they make noises, and it's terrible. And one of my viewers said, I have an RV. That is like using the bathroom in a Home Depot bucket. Like what comes in the RV, it's that bad. So I went up, and while they had the rig doing some warranty stuff, I had them change it out to an actual porcelain RV toilet. I'll tell you what, it's fantastic. It's worth every penny.
Gotta have a good bowl, man. Gotta have a good bowl. Colin, how about you? Any vacations minus the bike? I know you have 2 kids as well. So,
it's so funny. Like with the bike now, it's like because I think you just did a video on this, right? With the vacations, I'd rather take the bike. It's so hard right now. Like every time I plan a vacation now, it seems like I want to somehow incorporate the motorcycle with it. We have one. I mean, it's just like a little getaway for a weekend when we're doing Hershey, Pennsylvania. We go up there and hang out at the park for a couple days. But other than that, no, we have a couple vacations planned with the bike. So I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, I'm happy that my wife's now more into getting on the bike and wanting to ride more. And it's amazing what you can do with a motorcycle for vacations. But eventually, I know we're gonna have to stop that and do a normal vacation for her. Maybe I can take the bike with me somehow. But no, just that one.
Jack, how about you? You fall asleep there, man? You all right?
Yeah.
Wake up.
Yeah.
Hey, no, I was gonna say, people talk about motorcycle vacations. We went over 3,000 miles and we spent like $130 in gas. So that says a lot about just taking your motorcycle and riding, right? Hitting the open roads. So
yeah.
But this year, a lot of people know that we bought a boat. So we are going to be taking the vessel, and we're thinking.
So you're broke forever now.
What's that?
You're broke forever now, right? When you get a boat,
yeah. But you know what, man? I just told my buddy Henry that he was working on his motorcycle, and I said, fishing is like right up here with riding now. If I get on that boat and I cast those lines out, and our cell phones quit working in the middle of the lake, I don't think about a damn thing, man, just about fishing. And I mean, so we're going to be doing some camping trips this year. Myself and my wife are both educators, so we have 3 months off for the summer. So that's going to be really nice. We have plenty of time to do whatever we want. So I think we'll have, that's probably the vacation we're going to take too. So.
By the way, if we invited Mrs. Monkey to come in, since she's been so great helping us out, and ask her to tell us the funniest story about you, would she, or would she protect you?
Uh-oh.
No, you kidding me? No. She'll rat me out quick. She
saved us earlier.
she is the best, man. Like people say all the time, like, what deal with the devil did you make? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I always say all the time, I think she thinks I have money hidden somewhere because I don't know why she, But and
there's
special guest star.
She was watching. She's like, I'm coming in.
She. Oh, now that is
what is
sweet.
Yeah. Oh, okay. She just brought me a drink, and I'm like, I'll drink it.
Whatever. All right. Funniest story you can tell us. That's going to be
funniest story.
I think the last.
How about lately?
I think the peanut butter whiskey. This past year at Sturgis, we were watching Jasmine Cain, had a full night. We decided, and I think you said that it was in one of the videos. Our friends Bull and his girl and I decided to have a rest. It had been a long day, so we went down to take a nap. And Mr. Monkey wanted to see.
Have you ever had that situation where the fuse is lit and you can't take a nap? Like you're already down the devil's rabbit hole and you're all in at that point. I was there.
So he decided to see how easily the back tire would pop. So apparently while we were napping, he went to Glencoe Alley. We can't say the word, right?
T-word alley. It's a place where no one has clothes on in Glencoe.
Started doing burnouts on the CVO. My poor baby. And then when we got back, continued the party with, it was a cocktail of, I don't know, it was a series of bad decisions. Everything. Peanut butter whiskey. So he wound up, what's the word, puppy?
Inebriated. I was overserved.
Let's go with that. So
it's never our fault.
Trying to get him inside the RV, trying to tend to him while he was saying, go away, no, come back. Why is everybody partying without me? Go away, come back. So
I was white girl wasted, as my friend says.
Yeah. I love the word tend to him. Can you start putting a GoPro on when you're doing that? Like if
this year's going to be bad. Now that the channel is active, she's going to document. I'm sure it's going to be like, this is what he's like.
No, I think some of your viewers already told me that they're going to document for me since I can't go the full time. So he's going to have a series of spies keeping an eye on him for me while I'm not there. So.
But I think the most amazing Herculean thing here is that my buddy Bull, who was with us, is a man mountain. He's like he's a giant dude. No, that's Coach. That's
Coach. Okay.
Bull is 6'4".
Yeah.
Just a massive dude with a ZZ Top beard. And I was passed out in a folding chair outside my rig, and he fireman carried this fat guy inside the rig. Threw me over his shoulder and just carried me inside my RV and threw me down and said, "Now sit down and shut up." And it went downhill from there.
Yeah.
Screwball. I see HarleyDayRider. It was Screwball peanut butter whiskey. It was. That
among
was it.
other things.
Yeah.
Hey, what was that?
Hey, while your bride who saved the show, I'm going to ask another question a little bit early. So, Mrs. Monkey went from the back of your bike to her own. Is that good for you? And she's sitting right next to you. And is it good for her that she rides her own bike now?
There's a whole lot of thought went into that, right? So she had never ridden a motorcycle before we met. As she says, I was born and then we met. I did not know, I wasn't alive before we met. And we've been together 12, 13, 45 years. And not really, it's about 12, 13. But she got on the back of my bike and just loved it. Like she rode many, many, many miles as a backseat. And then one day said she saw more and more women riding, and now she's on the floor behind me,
Somebody asked.
So, that's Shirley the inflatable sheep. Long story. So she was like, she saw more and more women riders, and she was like, I'm doing this. I'm not a backseat anymore. And there's nothing wrong with being a backseat, but she was like, I'm going to ride my own bike. And so we got her a Heritage. She took the class. She got an 18 Heritage. And it's twofold, right? It was great because having a passenger isn't as much fun. It just isn't, right? and it's better to have my wife, riding motorman with me down the road, not motor boating. Because riding motorman down the highway, we have a tremendous blast. But the other thing is, it's a safety issue. We have a small child, and the chances of something going bad, both bikes at once, is far less than us having an issue and both of us are on the same motorcycle. That makes sense. So I feel much better knowing that we're probably safer and one of us will be okay if there's a mishap. That was actually one of the things that pushed us to do it.
By the way, where do we think HDR, where do you think HDR went to?
I think he evaporated. He just disappeared. I love it.
Is there another missing dog?
It's another dog missing.
I had an excuse. My dog is still missing, by the way.
All the dogs.
My wife's nobody's home. So
let me commend you guys. I'm going live. I was very. I love the way you guys.
We were having fun.
I know. I was listening to the conversation.
It just shows that how legitimacy is great on YouTube, because we were having a blast before we even realized that we weren't even live. We were just having a good chat.
Exactly, and it's something that
makes you live better when you go live. That's all I'm saying.
I know. I don't. Oh, hey, we got another beer. That's what it was.
Beer. How do you get beer?
That's always excusable.
Wow. Hey, I know both of your wives really well. I'm just saying Mrs. Monkey was great enough to bring her husband one during the show, but whatever.
I sent mine out to do the shopping, damn it. She's got to go pick up groceries.
Yeah. And Colin's wife let the dogs out, and then she went, there's a song after that. She let the dogs out.
They did make a song about that, didn't they?
Please don't do that song.
Bob, let me tell you something. I'm getting some vicious texts from my wife right now. I can't believe you let the dog out. How the hell? No one's home. You get off your live stream and you need to go find him. I'm like, ugh.
He's in the pool. He's in the pool.
So how did she know?
One of the two dogs. The other one's running around the neighborhood someplace. I got my neighbors looking for him right now. So hopefully
that's freaking dedication. Your dog's gone, and during the show, you're texting your neighbors, "Hey,
I'm like, can you get my dog? I'm on a live stream. I can't."
But here's the only one good thing I hear through this is you have two. If you lose one, you still have one.
This is true.
Hey, Colin, that thing you were joking about later, I don't think that's happening. Just saying.
Yep.
All right.
Nope, that's not happening.
So, Mr. Monkey, it really is hard, Colin. I got to figure. I think Monk is best. Family's important, right?
Well, every time I think of a monk, he should put that shroud on, and be like, "Oh my God."
It is religious, isn't it?
Maybe you should start one of your live streams off like that. See how
yeah, you should. If it's like a monk, and then you can like be smashing grapes with your bare feet and shit.
He can get one of those big
monk thing.
Yeah, get that big gong, like boom. And you never have to talk to your wife if you're a monk, because they're very silent people.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
My wife's Cuban. There's no silence.
Your wife is a what?
She's Cuban. There is no silence.
Oh, I thought you said she was Mormon. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
It's going downhill. I love it.
So, hey, look, family's important. Occasionally you talk about your old man, right? And every now and then he gets on the channel, right? And he's a riot too, by the way. Tell us about that riding relationship with him, because I think the first video I ever saw was you two guys together. And what's your favorite dad story? I know you shared one on your live stream the other week about him driving off a cliff or something. I'd love to have you share that again if you don't mind.
Sure. The old man, again, he it's his fault. So whenever I'm like, I'm going to get this other motorcycle, and he's like, what the hell is wrong with you? And I'm like, you did this. You started me as a small child doing the maintenance on his bike, changing the oil. I can remember we would go to the Harley shop as a little kid back when Harley parts were chrome pieces that were shrink wrapped, I don't know, to a piece of cardboard. And that's how you bought your dress up parts. And I remember they were just in a pile, and you had to sort of sift through. It wasn't like the modern Harley experience where you would sift through the parts and go, this one fits, the 89 Sportster that we have. And so you get that chrome battery box or whatever. And we'd take it home, and he would sit there and go, put it on. And I was the one wrenching on his bike. So whenever I have this sort of motorcycle addiction, and he says, like, why would you get another motorcycle? Why would you do this? Why would you do that? I'm like, you did this to me, But my dad was in the Marines and served 2 tours in Vietnam and came home and was a quick reaction, quick kill instructor. So he is the consummate Marine. 5 minutes early is 10 minutes late. He turns it up to 11 in the shouting very quickly. He expects what he wants when he wants. So it's this sort of like, everyone jokes and says, "Wow, how long have you and your father been married?" Because we just will tie up and go at each other, so quickly. But we have a blast. Like he's my best pal. But we will just screaming matches sometimes working on bikes. But what happened was I was a senior in high school. I remember that, and he had gone on the Polar Bear Run, which it's either January 1st or 2nd, I can't remember, in St. Louis, where I'm from. And he headed up Wild Horse Creek Road, which is up these mountains, sort of hills, and he hit black ice and lost control of his bike and shot that bike off a 30-foot embankment, cliff, whatever you want to call it. There was ground, and then there was no ground. And he said that the bike started dancing, and he finally got control of it, and he looked up, and he was heading straight for that edge. And he said, I said out loud, "Oh, F, this is going to hurt." Like I tried to hold the F word, if you know what I mean. And he shot off that cliff. He said, "I never let go of the bike. I just rode it the whole way down, hit the bottom of that ravine, tore the heels off his boots, the pegs did, broke both of his hands, tore the carburetor off the bike, tore the forks off the bike, and it just tumbled. Thankfully didn't hit him. So the only injury he had was he bruised every square inch of his body and broke both of his hands. But he climbed up that 30-foot cliff with broken hands. This is the old Marine, like I'll either die or do this. And he gets up to the road and a truck stops. And he said, I had to have looked like Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th because I was just covered in mud. And the guy says, "Do you want me to call you a tow truck?" And I'm going to use the F-bombs, doesn't work. He says, "Fuck that bike. Call me an ambulance." He's standing there like bloody with broken hands. But this was back when Harleys had a 2-year waiting list. So they didn't total the bike.
Oh, no.
That's the crazy thing. This bike was torn to shreds. And what they did was the dealer cut the neck off the frame, and we're supposed to send that neck to Harley. Harley would issue a new frame with that VIN re-stamped and send you a brand new frame, and the dealer was allowed to rebuild the motorcycle without a salvage title. Like, that's how hard it was to get a bike. They would actually rebuild the motorcycle. The cool thing about that is the dealer was my dad's best friend, and he didn't send the neck in. And I have that neck that they cut off that wrecked bike frame. It's in my garage. But yeah,
lucky he's alive, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you see this ravine, we saw it afterward. You're like, I can't believe you survived that. He just shot off a cliff, basically. But
wow. Colin, can we get a dog update, please? Because people are freaking out.
Well, I mean,
and my channel count has went down like 50 because people think I don't love animals now.
Right.
So can we stop and go look for the dog, please?
well, first, thank you for going full screen. So when you go full screen, I'm like, okay, quick, I can run outside and see if I can find the damn dog.
Always thinking, brother. Always thinking.
And I run outside and I see my wife at the bottom of the driveway. And she's like, she's like screaming obscenities to me. I'm like, all right, you got the dog. I got to go back to the street. I'll be right back. Both dogs are accounted for. I'm going to get my ass kicked later.
This is going to be my fault, too. This is coming up when we're on vacation. Like every
they're like, you had to have the live stream. No, it was my fault. I left the door open.
Wow.
Where are you guys going on vacation? I'm screwing up your flow, Bo. I'm sorry.
No. For Colin and I, that freaks us out when you do that, Jack. We're good. So no, we're still debating. I think we're talking about going down to Smokies somewhere, right?
Yep, probably Smokies.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's a great story about your dad, and
It was a really good story, man.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So, all right, you guys ready for some rapid fire questions? Colin, any questions in the chat in between looking for your dog? Have you been?
Let's see. I lost track of all the questions. I think you already answered to Beards earlier, so thank you for doing that about the future or his riding plan for this year. So, and basically telling me I'm going to get my butt kicked later tonight. That's
yeah. Hey, I'm going to start a poll on my YouTube channel after this that says, "How bad is Colin in trouble? 1, 2, or 3?" Right? And I actually looked for a text or something to my wife from your wife saying that Bob was in trouble too, but she's probably still.
No, it's just me. It's just me.
Yeah.
Before we get started, I want you to copyright this, Mr. Monk, a white girl wasted. I really. I was like, I wrote that down. I'm like, I got to remember that one.
I was white girl wasted. That just means messy. You know, like it's going to go bad. It's kind of a Karen. I don't know. I'm sure you've heard of a Karen before, but you know.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
old Karen.
Yeah. That's my truck's name, actually.
I like your truck, by the way. That's funny. Jackie Boy.
Karen.
Apparently, hey, by the way, apparently we are taking interviews over the next week for the replacement of Colin, who won't be with us next week. But we'll spend the first. Yeah, wait. You're on. Are you on next week or not? We'll spend the first 10 minutes talking about how great you are, and then we'll go live from there. So, Jackie Boy, thank you for that.
Remember you. That whole pictures of him on his motorcycle, you know.
Yeah. Hey. While Jackie Boy's up, he's a buddy of a lot of us. He's actually starting a YouTube channel. And this is for the whole panel. Any advice for him as he's kind of getting going?
Just be you, dude. Don't create a character. Don't be a certain way, and just be you. And show the mistakes. If you're doing installs and stuff, like I screw up all the time, and I think that's the funny stuff, personally.
Yeah.
Happened today.
Happened today.
It happened today to me.
That is great. What about you, Colin?
Well, would there be a memorial show for next week? Is that what your question is?
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad are you? Because I'm texting you, dude, in like a half an hour going, update, please, ? Are you still there?
Dude, I'm done.
Paramedics are here.
I'm done.
Jack, I think I know the answer, but tell us what's the advice that we have for Jackie Boy and all those other folks that are starting off 2021 being motovloggers? Take the mic off mute will be the first thing, folks.
Mute boy.
So you can actually hear.
There's too many of us out there. Don't do it. It's a waste of your time and money. Just give it up. Unless you got a pair of titties, then do it. Then do it. Because you will be a badass. You will have 5,000 subscribers. 25,000 people watch every video. Be like, yeah, she's camping and she got titties.
hey, Colin, you and I working on reeling Jack in on these. I give, dude. I give.
You guys know it's true. It's like, hey, I ride a bike and I got breasts. Come on, give me a break.
I was going to say the man boobs count. I mean,
only if you can fit them in a C cup. A C cup.
Maybe.
Mine are A's.
I don't know.
Mine are A's. So yeah, C cup. You'll blow up, man. You'll blow your channel up.
All right. That's advice from Mr. Stash.
Oh, he said boobies.
I didn't say boobies. I said tits, dude. I mean, come on, tits.
That is great. All right, guys.
Poor Bob. He's like, I got to get through these.
That's right. How do I put Jack back on mute? Where's that button? Hey, you know what? Somebody said.
You guys know it's true.
Hey, Jack, look at us.
It's strange.
Somebody said the other day that the greatest thing about Jack is he kind of evens Colin and I out. So, I'm learning a little bit from you there, brother. So.
Yeah, but I told both you guys the other day, it's like people call you to do interviews with them. I'm too edgy. People don't want me on your freaking show. They're like, that Jack is so fucked up. I don't want him on my show. Yeah. It's like,
now, just so you know, when I started YouTube, my second person I watched was Jack. We lived close to each other. We took our first ride together. I had 9 subs, and one of them was Jack. And he always told me 2 things: be yourself, which we've all talked about, and don't ever cuss. Jack is one of those guys that is really good on his channel, but you get him on the live feed and a couple drinks to F on his comments.
Hey, Monkey, unless you're on Bob's channel, cuss as much as you want.
I'm cognizant of it, but I don't hold them too much. Like there's times where you're working on a bike and just go, I do that. I'll try and bite my lip a bit, but you can't hold it in and you'll catch fire. I'm telling you.
You're right. And don't edit it out. Bob watched a video. I had Miss Lacey on the back and we were on a trip and this guy cut us off and she's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, and I cut it out the next day and Bob said, that was amazing.
That shit's gold.
He's seen it early. It was real.
Yeah.
He was going to kill us. So
Yeah. Hey, before I forget, you've had some incredible growth, dude. I'm sure you're probably sitting there going, "What the hell has happened?" I mean, your channel is growing, Monkey, like crazy, dude. Right? What do you figure's going on, man?
I think the algorithm's broken.
I thought you were talking about the penis enlarge. You're like, you've had some really good growth. Come on, Bob, don't talk about that on the channel.
He got muted. It happened. YouTube muted him. No. It's funny. I was monetized. I looked at this the other day. I hit 1,000 subscribers on February 2nd. It is now March 21st, and I am within 20 of 8,000 subscribers. Wow. That's why I'm like, I think there's an appetite for just being you.
Yeah.
I think there's an appetite for and again, I'm not talking smack because I love biker channels. I consume them like you wouldn't believe. Mrs. Monkey's like, can we please watch some? Can we watch British baking or something? Because I'm just like, no. But I think there's an appetite for bikers who have years under their belt. They didn't just start this; they've been doing it for a couple decades. I think there's an appetite for, I'm going to do this install and I'm going to screw it up and I'm going to say this didn't work or did work. I also think, and again, some people do this. This is their job, and I think it's great. I think it's freaking brilliant if you can make a living and not have a boss because your YouTube channel is that good. I don't have that luxury. I have a job that I will not be quitting. I have many, many years invested in my job. So I don't have time to do Patreons and memberships and all this other stuff where I'm trying to extract money to support myself from the audience. I don't have time for that. So mine is just ad revenue. That's it. If you like the channel, subscribe and watch it. That's all you can do for me. And if you want a t-shirt, what blew me away too is when it was like 3 weeks in, people were like, how do I get a t-shirt or how do I get a this or a that? And I was like, I can't order stuff and like ship it. And like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And someone said Teespring. And so I set up a Teespring store and people can go buy their garage yoga and their professional monkey t-shirt, and I don't have to touch it. Like, it's not, that's all you, man. Like, that's great. But
by the way, is that a crack on that shirt?
Yes. Oh yeah, of course. Because it's a fat guy working on the motorcycle.
You got to full screen that, Bob.
As real as it gets. But
I called it one more time.
Can
we see that one more time?
What's that?
Can we see that one more time? So, there you go.
I actually, my brother-in-law is a really gifted graphic artist who's been doing this for 3 decades in San Antonio. And I said, could you do something for garage yoga? And he said, absolutely. So there's a fat guy working on a bike, and that's my graphic he did for me. And I put it on the Teespring site. People love it. What I can't wait for, what I'm really excited for, is to go to Sturgis this year and walk down Main Street and maybe see that logo on someone. Yeah, like that's going to be like,
and you know what, you're going to see that. I mean, Jack and I rode together a couple of times in PA, and you stop at a dealership or somebody comes up. Jack comes up to me because we were split up and says, "Hey, just a couple of subscribers saw me and they know you're here. Can we get?" It's kind of amazing that
it is amazing. I went
to throw out too with Monkey though. He brought up the Patreon. Yeah. And I was just telling Henry Day, he said, who's those people who used to watch? I said, don't watch them anymore. Because what happens with Patreon, when you start selling your videos, you like Monkey, you'll go in the video and say, hey, we're going to install this great air cleaner in. And, you can watch it if you give me $20 a month and come over and pay me. Yeah. Get the money away from it, man. Don't worry about the money. Just keep it real.
You know what? I don't begrudge people that do that stuff. I think
that's their job, right? And that's fine. You got to make a living. But I have a job, and I think that's a luxury. That this is fun for me. This is just fun for us.
Now, Mr. HBR will tell you it's the same as the guy sitting on the street with the tin cup gun. Give me $1. I can't find a job. Yeah, you can. Go to freaking McDonald's and go to work, dude.
Hey, can you do that little thing again about the guy in the cup, just real quick?
Yeah, he does this. He holds the little cup. Give me a quarter. can't find a job. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Unless you're a total douchebag dickhead, you can find a job.
So what's great is normally when we start these, we got nice Jack, but at some point he turns into angry Jack, and that shit's gold because we roll all over that stuff.
His party goblin comes out.
Party
That's
goblin.
How we call it.
Yeah.
He's perfect, but he'd give you his last buck if he had it. That's for sure, right? So
that's true. That's right. And I've given money to them people, and
yeah. Okay. Apparently, most people you give $1 to, but apparently not
Most people. Most people.
Oh. All right, rapid fire, guys. Ready? We're going to go the same order. Visor or no visor when you're riding?
I did a whole video on this. I've worn for many years a jockey because in Florida the sun is just trying to bake your soul out of your body. So it has sort of a built-in visor to keep the sun on my eyes. I just went to a Gringo, a Biltwell Gringo, which is a full face with no flip-up shield. It's got a full chin bar, but it's open. Because I almost lost 2 brothers recently. We've all lost friends, but this last one really hit home. And so I went to a full chin bar Gringo helmet. So it doesn't have a visor on it, but I'm trying to do as least helmet as I can with still keeping my skull on my body.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like anything. I think you said the same thing. It's like the daughters or your kid comes on. My daughter's a nurse. So she sends me today a text about a guy that was close to her that, you know, she saw through the hospital that got, you know, motorcycle accident, right? Or your daughter who's just, Dad, we wear a helmet, right? Type deal. So how about
it's
you?
Like, how many friends do you have to lose before you go, all right, it's enough. I just got to try and protect my noggin a little bit.
Exactly.
No, I mean, at the first, before you get started, I want to recognize that that's the one right there. Pete's 1800 for the
Thanks,
super
Pete.
chat. So I want to make sure
That's awesome.
Nice, Fred. So thanks, Pete, for that. I always wear a full face and I always wear a visor unless it gets really foggy, and then I'll lift it up a little bit, even though like I have a pin lock system, but I haven't installed it yet. I just need to get around and do it. But I usually wear a visor. Yep.
Jack, how about you?
I don't wear any helmet. You know, I think people wear helmets are just like a shameful, you know, people.
Oh, God. How much have you had to drink?
I just wear my ball cap turned backwards like this, and I just crack the old throttle, and I just ride like the old timers. No, we wear 3/4 helmet, myself and Miss HCR. You know, and I understand the full face helmet is good. We both have claustrophobic problems.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that's legit. Yeah.
And we can't do it. Sometimes I do in the wintertime because it's a needed thing, but she is not. I put it on her and like she freaked. I mean, she took the helmet off and like whipped it across the parking lot. Like,
I can see it.
Brand new. But yeah, it was destroyed.
Yeah.
So we both wear 3/4, but we do wear full shields. And I think the shields, if people don't wear those on the highway, it creates less fatigue on you. You get less tired than that wind smacking in the face. So yeah, we do believe in visors.
I'll tell you what, I'm a full face helmet guy, but I like to shield up. Even when I'm motovlogging sometimes so you can hear the bike, and if you're on the interstate or something, I like it up. I will tell you though, I've always had a clear shield, and I talked about it in a recent video. I just bought one of the tinted ones, and it's the greatest freaking thing that I've ever done because I can wear my glasses or even my sunglasses in it, and it's 1,000,000 times better. So. But I like it up when I can, but I definitely wear it.
Do they have prescription shields or prescription inserts? I don't know.
They can, but Colin, I was thinking of you. You and I both wear glasses, right? So I bought it with the idea that, you know, I'd wear my regular glasses and the tinted shield.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, today I rode with my sunglasses and the shield down. It's freaking perfect. Now,
wow.
It depends on what type of helmet you got.
I have prescription sunglasses, so it's perfect for me. So like, that's whenever I would go riding during the day, that's all I wear. And then I have my shield down. Now I have a dark shield. Now at night I switch it to I wear those yellow glasses, whatever those things are, you know, that brighten everything up.
Yeah.
That works fine because I don't want to change the freaking shield in the middle. You know, if I'm riding, I'm like, I'm going to put a freaking shield in the back. So, but normally I have a dark visor.
Yeah. All right, this came up today, guys. And by the way, we talked about this, I don't know, 9 months ago, and I think there were 4 or 5 people that sent me a note saying that I was mean, but it came up today while I was riding. So what is the scooter waving protocol?
Do you mean actual scooter or a guy on another bike calling a scooter?
Like a Vespa?
Like a scooter.
No, I don't wave at scooters.
All right. By the way, I said this 9 months ago, and it didn't go over well, but I don't really care that much. So, Colin, how about you?
I don't know, dude. I mean, how often do you see scooters on the road?
Today, 100 bikes and 1 scooter today.
On a Vespa or something? Or what were they doing? Just hanging out?
Dude, a scooter's a scooter.
I mean, I think they only go like 35, 40 miles an hour. Where were they at?
Would you wave?
I'd probably maybe do a Yeah, no,
I
don't know. I mean, I treat
live in South
everybody with
Florida, so it's
respect,
different.
man. I mean, I treat everybody with respect. So I'd probably want to talk to them and say, let's try to move you up a little bit.
Man up, right? Monkey, what were you saying?
I live in South Florida, so it's different, and so that's probably what affected it. So that scooters are legitimate forms of transportation down here. So no one's gonna wave at me when I'm rolling on my CVO with the apes. No one's gonna go like, "Hi," on my 49cc. No one's gonna do that.
Yeah,
that's just them going to work or doing whatever they do. But yeah, no, I'm not waving a scooter. No disrespect, I'm just not doing it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go sell my scooter now. Jack, how about you?
If anybody does that, Monkey, if anybody goes, hi, ride as close as you can and kick them right off their bike. Smash your foot up and just smash them off their bike because it's just not right. You don't do that. Hi. Because there's something wrong with you. Personally, they just need to wreck. Just watch them on the 6 o'clock news.
Hey, Colin. I love you, brother. But if we have to break up this trio, you're out. Jack's got to stay.
But no, and I don't know. I mean, hey, I've waved the bicycles. They're like, they give you the little. I don't know. But no, I don't see any scooters. I'm like Colin. I really don't see.
I rarely ever see them.
I don't either.
I saw a scooter today, and I will tell you, I have the no wave rule. But today, the guy waved. So I gave him the wave back, and I felt dirty. It didn't feel right.
You're a dirty girl.
That's because the guy's thinking, as soon as I get out of this job at Taco Bell, I want to buy a Harley like that guy. You're like, yeah, screw you, buddy. And he's like, I'll never own a Harley Davidson. They're all mean.
See, I'm kind of in between. Colin wants to give him advice, pull over and wave to him and say hi. Jack wants to kick him off the scooter.
No, I only want to kick him. I only want to kick him. I want to kick him. Anybody does this like, hi. It's like, that's not a biker, dude.
If you give me a cool wave, I'll give it back to you, but it didn't feel right today.
I'm kicking you.
Frosty says, did you take a shower when you got home?
I feel like an hour, dude.
Yeah,
all right. Hey, I just want to point out, Robin, the biker, that yes, I did go past our normal time since Colin his live button.
I think we should go till midnight. I think we should just keep going. Ours are like 3 hours long. We just keep going until I pass out.
Dude, I got to tell you what, your live streams, I know you're doing them every couple of weeks, are just two things. They make me laugh and make me want to drink more, so I'm not sure that it's good for both. But, I specifically asked this question because, Monkey, I want your feedback on this because I did a whole video on this. It was interesting, the feedback I got, and it was, why do some people not like it if you call them brother? And I got a lot of feedback was it's normally MCs that don't like that. But I just want to ask everybody here is, does it bother you if somebody calls you brother?
I'll go last.
Colin?
No. I mean, I don't normally say sister because that seems weird. I mean, it's like, what am I going to go up to her? What's up, biker chick?
No, we just have a lot of female riders that follow all three of us, so I want to make sure that
I don't say sister as much. I think it's because it's not, the norm as much. I think I do say brother sometimes, but honestly, usually I just call them by their name.
What if you don't know their name?
Dude,
I'll make up one.
All right. Jack, how about you?
Well, if it's a guy that's riding up and he's waving like this, and I'm calling him sister, I'd be like, "Hey, sister, they're not kick his ass off the bike." Like, "Hi, sister," you're done. But the only ones I call brother is you guys because we're a little tighter than that, but not on the road. I don't call anybody brother.
Yeah, you know what? I'll go, and then Monkey will let you talk about this because I think it's a big deal. I find myself even on videos if somebody's coming by me and I give them the biker wave, I'll catch myself saying, "Hey, brother." Right now, I may not walk into a dealership or somewhere else or a bar and go, "Hey, brother," right? But I do find myself doing that.
But you're saying that in your helmet, right? They can't hear you.
I am, but
yeah.
I will tell you, it's interesting. The feedback, I don't know, 100 plus comments, 99 of them were, "Hey, yeah, I'm not offended." But there were 5 or 6 people that came back and said, "Hey, you do that.
Call me brother.
You do that at a motorcycle club. You got to earn that right."
Wasn't there a song about that? Don't call me brother. I fade away.
So,
Remember that?
Monkey, let us
I
know.
don't recall that song.
What are your thoughts here, man? I'm really interested in this one.
So start waving your hands if I just keep going, because I can talk for hours about this. I think it depends on the moment, because there are times where it seems appropriate. If I see, there's nothing I love more than an old biker, man. If a brother, and I said a brother with a white beard down to here and a ponytail down his back, I'll probably call him brother because I know that he's done the miles. And it seems funny that I'm wearing this hat right now, but this is my latest Baca purchase. So I say all the time in my videos that I'm part of the organization that shall not be named because I'm not empowered to represent them, et cetera, et cetera. I'm a member of Bikers Against Child Abuse. I have been first joined in Missouri 15 years ago. Took some time off and then rejoined in Florida a couple of years ago, and am now we'll just say leadership for South Florida. And I've spent my whole life around MCs. Baca is the only organization that I've been a part of myself, and again, I've spent many years at. But I think that word carries those words because we have sisters. Baca is unique in that we have full patch members that are both male and female. We have sisters and brothers, and it means something totally different in that world, as it does just some dude at the Harley dealership. So Jack hit it earlier, right? So I think generationally, you have dudes who say bro. I don't say bro. I'm too old for that. I say dude. So if it's someone I don't know, I'll say dude. If it's somebody who maybe we put some chips in the bucket, we've talked for a while, I know you put 500,000 miles on your bike, I might throw out brother, but that's a sign of respect.
Yeah.
And in this world, that means absolutely everything. I spend a tremendous amount of time at MC clubhouses because of my role within Baca. So that word means everything. I mean, it's very, very deep. It's very, very important, and they don't throw it out lightly. So when one of those dudes say, "Hey, brother," I'm like, "Oh man, he called me brother." Like it means a lot. But I think that it just depends on the moment. Personally.
So are you over 50 yet? Because what happens when you're over 50 and you have an hour and 50-minute stream? All right.
It's funny. This hat showed up today, and it says "Family by Loyalty," and it's it's something that means absolutely everything to us. So
that is actually super cool. Especially in the shit we've gone through for the last year. I think I have a different appreciation for people. I have a different appreciation for guys like Colin and Jack that you'd give your last buck to, right? So hopefully, out of all this crap, we've all gotten a little better around that. So, all right, to lighten it up a little bit, what's your favorite spot? You got to have that one spot that if you're out on the bike that you're going to go to and grab something to eat. Where is it for you?
Colin, you want to go first? You want me to go? What do you want?
Yeah, go ahead.
We moved about a year ago up here to Palm Beach. We lived in Broward County, which is like Fort Lauderdale. There is one of my favorite, in all my travels, one of my favorite biker bars on the planet is down in Broward County, west of Fort Lauderdale on Highway 27 out in the Everglades. And it's called Cafe 27. So it's a divided highway in the middle of nowhere. You can go from Miami to Orlando on Cafe 27. I'm sorry, on Highway 27. And it's an outdoor tiki bar that's also a truck stop. and it's just it's the best other than Shady Jack's in St. Louis, where you can pull your bike inside and do a burnout next to the bar where there's a pole for those who might want to dance. Shady Jack's is fantastic in St. Louis, but Cafe 27 is a destination place to go grab alligator tail and a bunch of drinks and watch a really good live band. And I friggin' love that place. I bring all my friends who come in town. I'm like, if you've got a couple hours, we can get on the bike somewhere to go. It's an hour from my house now, but we'll ride down 27 to Cafe 27.
So can I pass on the alligator tail if we come down there? So
it's not bad.
No,
you do it right.
Tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken.
Yep.
And so we have a quick question come up, and I just want to know that I think this is just not right. Colin, what the hell does that mean?
Go ahead,
all right.
Jack. Go ahead, you report.
Just a bucket of work.
Exactly.
Right now,
exactly.
buddy. I'm like you, man. I mean, I like local places like where you could just go and find like a greasy spoon or whatever and just like freaking hang out. I mean, those are the best places. I think if I were to like any major city, I don't know if you guys have these by you. I would definitely go to Fogo de Chao. Do you guys have those by you? You ever heard of those?
No.
Fogo de Chao is like a Brazilian steakhouse, and they've got them all over the country. But you basically go in, and you have this big slab of meat, and you have a card. It's either green or red. So if it's green, they're gonna keep coming by you and cut meat right off this like spigot, and they'll just load it on your plate. And if you turn it over, they're not going to come to your. So I just keep that thing on freaking green the whole time, and they'll just keep throwing food at you, and it's amazing food. And I know they have one in Minnesota, Denver, DC. I mean, I know there's a lot of different places that have them. Best place you could ever go if you're Fogo de Chao. I mean, that's just like from the
steakhouse.
Yeah, it's a steak. It's a Brazilian steakhouse.
A Brazilian steakhouse, kind of the same thing. And it's a place you can eat 6 pounds of steak.
Oh yeah, and then you're going to be like constipated for a couple of days. But I mean, you have so much freaking food in you. But honestly, I dig what you were saying, man, about like more of the local bars, support like mom and dad places where you can and honestly, their food is probably better than any of the chain restaurants. That's where I love going, and that's what I love about riding is like you just riding to a destination and riding just to get food. I love that kind of stuff.
I'm glad that Toby, Northern, and Robin actually spelled it out for me because I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about, dude. So I appreciate that. So Jack, how about you? Where's your go-to place, man?
Yeah, that place we went into the mountains for breakfast was really good. Like you guys said, it was just a hole in the wall.
Yeah,
all the locals were there. You knew it was going to be really good breakfast food. I mean. And we have one of those places that Colin was talking about, but my problem is I can't eat $52 worth of food. I just can't. And I'm a pretty big fat guy, but I just can't put it away, dude. It's like it makes me sick, and I just want to puke all over the bar. So, but yeah, so we do have one of those, and we do have a Mexican place here we go to a lot called Chica Fiesta. We love it, and we go there probably at least once a week for Mexican food. So that's kind of our go-to spot.
I got a big freaking burrito, don't they?
They got a big burrito.
Oh, that's awesome. I got to come up there just for that.
I thought for sure Jack
and a lot of sauce,
Am I the only one who thought Jack was going to say Hooters? I thought for sure he was going to say Hooters.
Hey,
no. They took all the Hooters away from here. You know why? Because there's all flat-chested women in Pennsylvania.
I'm so sorry, Bo.
They can't hire anybody. They're like, we used to get all of our girls from Michigan, but now Bob took them all up there. They're all working at Sheets.
You know what? Trying to move on as the host tonight. I'm like you guys. There's a couple Irish pubs around here that I love to go to. And Michigan's back open now, so I'm really looking forward to that. So, all right, guys. I know the answer for most people on this on the panel, but Monkey, for you going on a trip? Are you planning hotels? You planning on where you're going to be? Or are you flying by the seat of your pants?
I'm a Planosaurus Rex, man. It's bad. It's bad. But I think the reason why is that I want to maximize every minute that I've got while I'm there. Not to the point to where it's oppressive and people who are with you are like, freaking kill me. I don't want to go with this guy anymore. I just mean that, like, for example, before I go to a motorcycle rally, I have a pretty good idea of what I'm doing that day. Not like minute by minute kind of thing, but like, during Sturgis on the first Tuesday of the rally is always Topless Tuesday. That means you go to Alzada, Montana, to the Stonehill Saloon in the middle of nowhere, and you participate in that horrible event. And then I know what night this concert is and this night. And what you want to talk about Topless Tuesday or what?
No, you said participate in the Topless Tuesday.
Oh, no. Wait.
I was gonna say,
Be present.
Just asking for some clarification, please.
Be present at the event. I'm not participating in Topless. I'm being present there.
And pole dancing.
Nothing wrong with that.
Holding, let's be honest.
Oh, that's funny. Colin, I know the answer, but how about you, man?
Well, you probably know that, but I'm actually both. I mean, normally, like on big trips, I like doing the planning and making sure. But honestly, on spontaneous trips, I just like going down to a place. I did that a couple times last year where I drove like 3 or 4 hours down south. Just find a hotel at the end of the night. There's plenty of hotels, and it just depends on the ride. But if it's like a long drawn out, I'll plan it. But normally like short jaunts or anything, I like finding just a quick hotel. I mean, there's a ton of them, and they have vacancy. You just find it and go with it.
So Jack, I know the answer on this one for you, but tell us, because you are rubbing off on both Colin and I, and we're all professional in our non-YouTube career, right? So I'm a planner, but I've been changing lately, so it's a little scary.
Well, here's the trick to it, and I can tell people being on 4 now vacations where you're over the road motorcycle tripping. If you plan a trip and you say, look, hon, we're going to ride 500 miles or we're going to get to this destination, rent the hotel, and you hit a rainstorm and you have to cancel, guess what the hotel says? You don't get your money back because it's the same day. You can't do that. Yeah, bring on the peanut butter.
But Mrs. BoDean, can you stop watching this right now to just see?
But yeah, so we don't plan at all like that. Now, if we go on a vacation, like on a cruise, of course, or if we go to destination vacations where we fly out, we've flown to Jamaica, and that kind of stuff's pre-planned. We know exactly where we're staying. But on a motorcycle trip, we never pre-plan.
Yeah, I'm a planner, but it's I'm loosening that up a little bit. So we'll see if I don't stroke.
We're all loosening up, actually.
I'll see if I don't stroke out the next time I don't plan something.
You can't be stroking out.
All right. So, ever see your YouTube journey ending?
I kind of feel like ours just kind of started. Like it just took off 6 weeks ago. So I never knew how much fun this could be. So, I mean, I think the day that, and Jack hit on this earlier, the day that you sit there and you feel like you become sort of beholden to stuff, that's the day you need to at least take a sabbatical and walk away for a while. I mean, I have just gotten to the point where I'm starting to get companies saying, do this, do that. And I'm like, no. And if they say, please try this thing, I'll be like, yeah, but if it sucks, I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
Like there's never any money changing hands. It's always like, if you want to send me this whatever thing, and I first off will only ever accept that thing if I kind of already want it and I already have thought of buying it myself. Then they'll maybe send me that thing, but I tell them, like, if it sucks, I'm gonna say it sucks. I might warn you first. But so I'm thankful that that hasn't happened yet. But I think that's the day. The journey is going to end the day that it stops being fun and it starts being, you feel like you're beholden to others.
Yeah, I think we're all for the same. I think we all will demo stuff, get stuff sent to us, and I think we're all on the same page, which is, I'm going to tell it like it is. Are you good with that, or are you not good with that, right? And I think you're growing so fast that we got to be careful of that too. You get too busy and it consumes you. I mean, Jack talked about it all the time. I was in a phase for a while where I'd be riding. I'm like, I got to make a video. I got to make 2 videos, right? And I decided I'm not doing that anymore, right? There's times I'm going to leave the gear at home. So, Colin, how about you? You see it ending?
No. I mean, I enjoy it, man. I mean, this is like it's so much fun to do YouTube. I mean, if it becomes a job, then I'm going to end it.
It's therapeutic, isn't it?
It's therapeutic, and it hasn't become a job. I mean, I post when I want, and honestly, dude, the biggest thing is, I mean, I can't, and you guys don't know, I've talked about this before. What keeps me going is the community, the people that are in here, and just like, you've met so many cool people. I mean, I met you two through freaking YouTube, man, and we've become great friends. And then we have, Monkey on a Night. We have different guests every week just because of YouTube. And that's freaking sweet if you think about it. You're not going to get that with another medium. You're not going to get that as much with, television or anything. I mean, or Instagram. You're going to get that through YouTube where people interact with each other and they see what you're doing. So no, I have no plan on ending. I mean, I do it for fun. It's a hobby, and I enjoy the hell out of it.
Yeah. Jack, how about you?
You know, you guys both know that I have 9 YouTube channels right now. So ending a YouTube career for me would not be a good thing. Like the one Jack's cooking channel, it doesn't get as much traction, and I don't cook as much stuff on there. But my other channel has over 22,000 subscribers, 42 Techno Man. And what happened there was we talked about, and Monkey brought up about when it becomes a job, be very careful. And I told you guys, when you start groping money from people, it's going to be the death of you. If you see this DVD, I started selling these things online with all of my training videos on them. And my whole half my video was, buy the DVD today. You're going to be so happy you did. And it was just like I might as well just slit my own throat and threw myself in my own grave, because people do not like this crap. Quit selling. Quit shoving shit down their throat. Be my Patreon subscriber. No, screw your Patreon. Do it for free. And did you ever hear of Field of Dreams? If you build it, they will come. Mm-hmm. That's what YouTube is. If you build it and people like seriously what you talk about, they'll come watch your stuff. And if you don't get 10,000 subscribers the first month, who gives a shit? It's all about fun, guys. This is about it, meeting each other. I would have never met Monkey if Bob didn't say, hey, I'm going to have this great guy on tonight. And I started watching his videos. I was like, he's pretty damn cool. And I can relate. So that's why I do it. So I don't see it ending.
Bob, and I know you haven't answered yet, but like Toby put up a good question is, when it becomes a job, what is the threshold? You know, it's what factors make it becoming a job. A job is when you are required to do something and you get, in my opinion, like you wake up and you're like, I have to do a video. I have to do this. And you're like stressed out because you don't have it. That's bullshit. YouTube is just fun for me. I mean, it's like if I miss a week, I miss a week. A job is where you wake up and you're required to do, work for a living. YouTube's not. It's fun for me. It's a hobby. So hopefully that answers your question for me.
And I did a video on that too, guys. Remember when me and Bob talk about this all the time, and Colin doesn't do it as much, but stacking videos for winter. And they said, you stack videos because you're monetized. I stack videos to keep the comments going, to keep the channel alive. Mm-hmm. When it's minus 22 degrees outside and there's 18 feet of snow covering my garage. That's why I do it. I don't care about the $22 a month, folks, is not making me a living. Mrs. HBR, like, she just went to the store and spent $22 in one food out. So it really doesn't help at all. So
dude, you need to get more views. You should be making more than $22.
$22, man, a month. That's what I make.
You know what? I'm with you guys. Once it becomes a job, that's when it stops, right? For sure.
Here's the thing, and I mean, I think the difference is that my work that I do all day, every day, I've got to swallow shit at least once or twice a day for my salary. I will never do that on this channel. I'll always be able to just be me and Mrs. Monkey having fun and being us. And no one's ever going to tell me, what I have to say or do on the channel, because I have that life where I have to do that. I have a great job and I love it, but still at least once a day, someone's going to come up and kick you square in the nuts. No one does that here.
Amen to that.
Except for commenters. God damn, some of them are horrible. Jesus, what get a hobby, man.
And get rid of the thumbs down. What the hell's that shit?
I think there's hate bots. I really do believe there's hate bots that just go and dumb thumbs down things, because I'm like, what did I do wrong on that?
I think so, because then they take 12 cents away from your monetization. So you're losing 12 cents for every thumbs down.
I know.
Yeah. Hey, if you're not getting thumbs down, you're not doing something right. If you're not in trouble,
I said you didn't make it until you didn't get a thumbs down.
Hey, I tell people at work all the time, hey guys, if you're not doing something wrong, you're not doing anything right. So
I did a whole video the first time I had someone go crazy in comments and tell me that I was the devil. I'm like, I've arrived. I've arrived the day that someone is just really angry at something I said.
They recognized you,
right? They hate me. Like, all right, well, whatever.
Yeah. So watching the Daytona just ended, I was there 2 years ago. It was probably the funnest rally that I've ever been to. Does it make you happy watching people that were doing Daytona videos, or does it kind of piss you off?
Depends on what they're doing. There's the videos that blow me away that have like 80,000 views, and it's a guy in a corner just going like this with a camera as bikes go by, and I'm like, who the hell are you, man? What are you doing? I want to know about you and why you're there and interact with people. But if you just stand on a corner and watch bikes go by, and no, it
And he gains like a ton of people.
Yeah.
that irritates me. You know, like I want to know about you a little bit too. So
Yeah. Colin, how about you?
Dude, I'm very happy for him. I mean, it's cool seeing some of your friends that we know on YouTube that are down there and enjoying life, and it's cool as hell. I mean, I enjoy it. I mean, I wish I could have been there. You know, I always like live vicariously through people that, you know, like go out and do these type of rallies or anything, whether it be Sturgis or Daytona or different rides, and that's what it's all about, man. It's sharing your experience and enjoying them.
Yeah. Jack, how about you, man?
I was kind of pissed off that Bob wasn't there. You know, if I don't see a BoDean 52 videos from Bike Week, I don't even watch them because they're really lousy crap, you know. And guys stand in the corner holding a video camera. No, there's a guy down there called Lucky's Lair or Lucky Lair. He lives in Florida and he's only like 15 minutes from the strip, man. He gives you every destination and he is awesome, amazing videos. He's the only one I watch from Daytona other than BoDean 52.
Yeah, you still pissed off that I started 12 minutes late, or what? What are you doing?
Yeah, Mary's like, you know, dinner's ready.
I didn't realize
It's
it's
7:30.
7:30. Yeah, we've kind of gone.
Your food's gonna be a little cold. Colin's dogs are gone, and he's not.
It's pizza. It's going to be like a.
Dude, I'm
brick.
already in trouble. It's.
Colin better just eat the dogs.
We might as well pile on. You know what? I'll tell you what. I love seeing people down there. I know Pete's 1800s was just down there.
Yeah.
And you know, for people that follow me, you know, I really started YouTube about the same time I went down to Daytona 2 years ago. And I did a video every night, whether it was riding up the coast or Main Street or people watching or a concert. And I got so many new viewers because of that. And a lot of those people still follow me. So I'm not sure what's going on with Jack, but it's a little disturbing.
Turn out tonight, sweet darling. Last call for alcohol. Last call.
Jack, do you have pants on? That's what I want to know. You're sitting in the dark. Whoa, easy trigger.
Jack's losing it.
Down one.
That's that hour, buddy.
It's R-rated.
Hey guys, I just want to say what a great show. A lot of people popped on tonight. Monkey, man, I appreciate you being on, brother. Sorry for all the craziness at the beginning, but like you said, video what you did and be clean with it and be genuine, and people end up liking you, right? So, did you have a good time tonight?
This was a blast. Anytime. This was fun.
Yeah, no doubt. Colin, any quick last thoughts for me or Jack?
No, thanks, dude, for coming on tonight. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mr. Monk. The next time we have you on, I expect you to be on a cape with your head down and say, I can't talk. Hey, man, good stuff. Keep it real. We'll talk to you next time.
Hey, man, thanks for coming on. I wasn't bullshitting you when I said you're one of my favorite channels. I always enjoy when you're on. Thanks for spending an hour and a half with us. And if you could hold on for a few minutes, we'd just like to say a quick goodbye, just the four of us. And thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Be safe. Go check out his channel. You will fall in love with it. And there's a couple comments that also said if your wife got her own channel, that you'd be dead. So I don't know.
She won't do it. She won't do it. I've told her. Like, they want to talk to you, not me.
You'd both be able to quit your job, guaranteed.
Exactly. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Hey, be safe, be well.
See you. Good night.
Yep, check on a friend. We'll see you.
Guys.
See you.